I'm a leading expert in henna natural hair color, Ayurvedic, healthy herbal hair care, and henna and jaguar body art is my specialty as well. So remember, you gotta post your questions below in the comments because that's where you can get selected to be one of our questions that get answered every week in this weekly series. But we got you, because if you have a pressing question that you need an answer to like right now, just go to hennasooq.com and you'll see an icon for live chat, and then you can reach one of our experts right there. You can ask any questions that you may have, and we will get those questions answered to you right away. Question 1 comes from Anna Renee. Do you mix henna and indigo separately? Is there ever a time when you can add them together in a powder form? Or do you always mix them separately and then add the mixture together after the color has released? Or is it better to apply henna to your hair, then follow it with indigo as a separate treatment? My goal is to achieve auburn on gray. That is a great question. So let me tell you a little bit more about henna and indigo and why we do not recommend that you mix powders together. Because primarily those two herbs have different times for dye release. Because when you mix the two powders together, you're basically really allowing indigo to just demise, basically. Like you're not giving it a chance to survive this mixing process. It just doesn't work as well. I have no idea how other brands get it to work, honestly. I don't know if it's a trick or they have chemicals or additives, but it makes no natural sense in my mind, because when you mix the henna separately and you let it sit for its proper amount of time for dye release, which is always, no matter which henna you're using, is gonna be longer than the indigo takes. You know, you gotta let that sit, then you let that indigo sit like 20-30 minutes and it's done. And that henna, you know, you're only gonna start that indigo when that henna is basically done after a few hours. You know, you always look at the back of the packages. It gives you the exact time for the dye release for that particular henna, and follow all the steps for the indigo. So my question to you about auburn tones is that I would just need a little bit more information. Like I would like to know like what percentage of gray hair you have, because that does play into the role of like if you even need indigo. If you have a higher percentage of gray hair, which is, let's say, even more than 25%, 25-50% plus, you probably need a little bit of indigo. And if you, the higher percentage of gray hair you have, probably the more indigo you need to use, because you don't want to get the orangey tone from henna. Because henna, like organic Rajasthani henna, which is perfect for auburn tones, and even actually red Raj, all those Indian henna powders are amazing for a beautiful, rich auburn tone. So if you don't have any gray, or you do have a small percentage of gray, like under that 25%, you can probably just use the henna alone and do a few applications and that tone will come naturally. You don't need the indigo. So ideally for that tone, that auburn tone, it's a one-step. It's not a two-step where you're coloring with henna first and then indigo in the second. It's not that process. That's black. The only reason clients are using like our henna and indigo and watching the videos that we talk about stubborn hair in a two-step process, you're leaving the indigo on for a short period of time, is when the hair and the grays are like unruly. They are not dyeing properly, you know, but don't give up. It sometimes takes a couple of applications. It takes a bit of practice. You can't really be one and done, because really, you know, I'm giving you all these steps and all this free information to really try to get your color right. So don't give up. Book a hair consultation. Come in person in Columbia, Maryland. We have a salon here. Yeah, it's looking so cute too. So we support you in where you're at. So don't give up. Just try a couple of times. Get a one-on-one consultation. Really go through the nitty-gritty, because a lot of times when the color doesn't come out right, it's either a mixing issue, it's the release times, or even if the paste is too thin and runny, it's not gonna work. It's not like chemicals. It has to be a paste, not like a runny liquid. So it's important in many different factors. And sometimes you just need help and it's okay. We're not trying to say that you don't read and you don't listen and you don't, you know, you're not paying attention. It happens. Sometimes some people need hands-on, like they need someone to show and guide them like right in front of their face, right? So in Columbia, Maryland, we have a lot of workshops, a lot of classes, tons of things coming out and events that will really help support you. So stay tuned for that. So I hope that answers that question regarding auburn tones. Remember, if I wasn't really clear enough, or you have a question, you want to add more information and you're seeing my answer to your question, just post in the comments below. I'll definitely get back to you. Now, question number 2 comes from Teresa. Why can't you use boiling water in henna if it has to sit for dye release? So, very hot liquid can kill the properties and benefits. And for coloring your hair, it pushes the henna, it gives it a big shove, and it crashes. It doesn't create a stable environment. Boiling water, it's like, let's say those of you who like tea, especially, and different types of teas. Those of you who are aware of teas and herbs and ingredients, and those of you who cook also know the importance of water temperature. So it's the same type of thing. Henna is a plant, and you need to treat it with care and love and, and warm water. It's just the way that it is in the nature of it. That's what helps release the benefits of that tea, that AKA that henna. So really, it's important, because boiling hot water does not help your process at all. It's too harsh, it's too fast. It's just, you're losing a lot of your whole process and the benefits of the henna for sure. And that applies actually to all Ayurvedic herbs, every single herb. So please use only warm to hot water in between. You can still touch it, not like too warm and not too hot, just right in the middle. Question number 3 comes from Carmen Shirley, and they ask, can I mix henna with flaxseed gel, aloe vera gel, sea moss gel, or even fenugreek? I find that I'm able to apply powdered products to hair much easier when mixed with gel-like products. So yes, you could add in those ingredients. Of course, only choose one. You don't want to be using a whole bunch of different gels and different ingredients and overpower your henna. You want your henna to be the primary herb and ingredient that you're using. So that's really important. But you can use one of them. Do note that you want to be mindful of the amount you're using, because again, the more you're adding, the more you're going to dilute the henna, and especially if you're trying to color your hair, then you have to be wary of that can dilute it a lot. That's why we recommend the aloe vera powder for moisture. It actually does give a lot more slip as well, so you could use that. But if your focus is not really coloring your hair and you just want the benefits of henna, then yes, go ahead and use any type of gel and extra ingredients that you like, that your hair likes, that will give you a lot of extra slip. So I hope this helps, and thank you again for tuning in. Don't forget, you gotta subscribe and hit that bell. I'm trying to hit that 100K. And if you are in the Columbia, Maryland area, DMV, please come by and see us. We would love to see you. And again, post your questions below. You might get selected. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.